Hello, this is Julius from Basic Financials. This video is about dividends. What are they and how are they taxed? If you imagine a big company like BT, for example, British Gas, or I think that's it's called Centrica, isn't it? But say BT. What will happen is that the company will make profits. It will pay tax on its profits, and then if there's enough left after all of that, the board of directors will vote to declare dividends. Sometimes it's once a year, sometimes it's twice a year, sometimes some even do it 4 times a year, but they tend to try and keep it in a regular basis and not vary the amounts too much so they don't give the shareholders any worries, so it doesn't cause any problems with people investing in the shares, because directors of big companies like that want people to invest in the shares so they can get more money if they want to create new shares. So dividends are amounts that are paid to shareholders after tax has been paid. Now, just as with the big companies, small private limited companies can work exactly the same way. So you might own your own company, you might be trading, you might have been a sole trader, for example, and then your accountant might have said to you, well, you'd be better off being set up as a company. Now, the reasons you might do that is because you can bring in other shareholders, for example, a partner, children, as they grow up, and they might work in your business, your partner might work in your business, and whereas if you're a sole trader, you might just be not actually showing it, just giving them a bit of pocket money maybe. If you're a limited company, you can have it all set up formally. They might even be directors, and they might even take over from you at some point in the future. So a limited company can be quite a good setup for that. Now, in exactly the same way, you would have your profits, you would pay your corporation tax, and then after that, you then can pay dividends out. So the important thing to remember there is that the company will pay corporation tax, at the moment it's 19%, on the profits before taking out those dividends. The dividends are taken out after that tax is calculated and paid over, or not necessarily paid, but provided for. Now, why would you want to have dividends as opposed to, say, a salary? Dividends are taxed in a lower rate than normal salary, and there's no national insurance contributions payable on dividends. So everybody is currently allowed £2,000 in each tax year without paying any tax on dividends at all. Now, after that, if you're within the basic rate tax band, which at the moment is you can have £12,500 personal allowance, and then you can have up to £50,000 after that within the basic rate band. So £12,500 plus your basic rate band comes to the £50,000. So long as the dividends don't take you over that, or your total income doesn't go over that, the dividends will be taxed at 7.5%, except for that £2,000, which gets taxed at 0%. So 7.5% is pretty good when you think your income tax would be 20%, sorry. And you'd also have employees' national insurance at 12%, and employers pay a tax at 13.8% on salaries. So the dividends at 7.5% are pretty good. Remember, the company will have paid 19% on its profits to enable you to pay those dividends to you. So you've got that 19% tax on the company's profits, if it's your company, and then you pay 7.5% on the dividends. It used to be even better than that some years ago, because there wasn't any dividend tax at all for basic rate taxpayers, but that was too good to be true, so it did last for quite a long time. It must have been 10 years, but they have changed those rules now. That's what this dividend tax is. Now, after that 7.5% tax, so once your income goes into the higher rate, then you pay tax at 32.5% on your dividends, so it gets a bit more, it's quite a big jump. And then once your income goes over into the higher, not the 40% rate, but the additional rate, 45%, what would normally be. So once your income goes over 150,000, then it's taxed at 38.1%, It's a bit of a strange figure, I know, but that's the way it is. So you've got 7.5% while you're a basic rate taxpayer. You've got 32.5% if you're a higher rate taxpayer, and 38.1% if you're an additional rate taxpayer. That's how those dividends are taxed. And then remember, you've got your 2,000, where everyone can receive that amount of dividends. It used to be 5,000 up to a short time ago, but they changed that to 2,000 a couple of years ago. So, yeah, I hope that helps with how dividends are taxed and why you might want to have them. And I'll see you again soon. Like and subscribe and comments as usual down the bottom. Thanks for listening.